Epic Games needs to make a Star Wars multiplayer game, and no, I am not joking. We obviously have the Fortnite Galactic Battle season in at the moment, which is all entirely Star Wars themed, but as I make this video, we don't really have any Star Wars multiplayer game anymore. Obviously, Star Wars Battlefront 2 servers are still online, which is great to see, but it's super old and obviously hasn't had any new content added to the game for 5 years now, and obviously will never again. Star Wars Squadrons, of course, is still online, but it's super niche and again won't be getting any more content and hasn't done for about 4.5 years. And then that leaves Star Wars Hunters, which if you didn't already know is being shut down on October 1st, and its final content update went live on April 15th, so basically a month ago now. And so that leaves us with essentially nothing. The closest thing to a Star Wars multiplayer game we Star Wars gamers have is literally this Fortnite season, which has been an absolute blast so far, and I'm really excited to see how it carries on. But it really does fuel the frustration that I have at the moment with the lack of multiplayer. We know there's Zero Company coming out next year as well, but that's going to be single player only, and no doubt the other few games that have been announced will be single player only as well. So from the multiplayer perspective, we are being absolutely starved, and pretty much every Star Wars collaboration that goes into any game these days tend to be multiplayer games. Obviously Fortnite has had quite a number of collaborations with skins, but now we've obviously got Galactic Battle, which is just insane. The other day Destiny 2 announced that it was having some kind of Star Wars update as well. It did earlier this year or late last year with a few skins, but is now getting new skins and potentially some kind of actual story. I don't really know much about that, to be honest, but that's the thing. Brawlhalla, the game from Ubisoft, has had a number of Star Wars collaborations now as well, in that they get skins added to in-game characters based on Star Wars. So Lucasfilm are clearly not scared of adding Star Wars content into multiplayer games, but there seems to be some reluctance somewhere of actually making a Star Wars multiplayer, even though it would be such a big goldmine. But I honestly think now that Disney own a portion of Epic Games and they're working on this Disney Fortnite metaverse kind of thing, I don't really know what it's going to be yet, but that's what it sounds like. And of course we have all of these Star Wars skins in Fortnite already. Pretty much all of the main heroes and villains from the 9 films are in the game. We've got a number of the soldiers as well. They've made tons of environmental assets, quite a number of weapons now as well. And the art style itself is fun. Obviously we've just had Star Wars Hunters release last year and obviously is now shutting down later this year, but that's a somewhat similar art style and I really enjoy it personally, and I've been playing Fortnite for, well, over 7-8 years now since it came out. But the fact that Epic Games have all of these assets in place already, I honestly just think they should make a Star Wars game, even if it's literally just team deathmatch on Star Wars maps within Fortnite, just like how you've got the Lego Fortnite Odyssey, Lego Brick Life, and also that new ballistic mode, which is basically CSGO but in Fortnite. If they do that but Star Wars, I honestly think that would be so successful, and you could have developers working on it on a consistent basis. You've already got a number of assets to build several different planets. No doubt other environments they've done in the past will have assets that they could be reused to create other planets that they haven't done things based off of, like Dakar, Tatooine, Starkiller Base that they have now. There was previously volcanic stuff, so that could be Mustafar maybe. Obviously they would need to do a lot of bespoke modelling, but there's just so many assets from Fortnite over the years that could be reused to create these Star Wars planets. Just create maybe a few more guns and just keep adding new skins on a continual basis as well. And you could actually have a really solid Star Wars game at that point, even if it was just team deathmatch to start with. It doesn't really matter that everyone plays as Anakin, Obi-Wan and so on through their Fortnite skins. It might be a bit strange if you're using Fortnite skins in that as well, but honestly I could probably get over that. To be honest, I just want a game that's getting continuous Star Wars content. Like if there was a development team working on this Star Wars Fortnite mode where every 2 months they update it with a new map, sometimes maybe a new mode, new skins added every now and then as well, I would be super happy with that in this current situation. The gunplay in Fortnite is perfectly good for something like this as well. It would honestly work out just fine. And given that Disney own a portion of Epic, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it could work really well and might very well be within their best interests to look into something like that. Maybe they already are, but considering we're pretty much never going to get a Star Wars Battlefront 3 at this point from EA, I really think Epic Games using the Fortnite route via UEFN is probably the best way we're going to get a Star Wars multiplayer game right now. Zynga didn't give Hunters a single chance really, and that was actually a great game, but we know Epic can market really well. Obviously if they're using Fortnite as the platform, it probably would get thousands of people playing it straight away, and a lot of people who are Star Wars fans who aren't really playing Fortnite might then actually be enticed to play it as well. So I really do think there's just a lot of potential here for that, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think about that in the comments, because I feel like at this point we are just running out of options. I am loving all of the single player Star Wars games that are coming out. They are great stories, really fun games to play, and I really do not want to see that stopping or even slowing down, but we really do just need some kind of multiplayer game where we can play as all of our favourite characters on all of our favourite planets, just like a Star Wars Battlefront, but using Fortnite as a platform for that could work out, in my opinion, at least as a shorter term solution. But let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, guys, that is it from me today. Thank you for watching, and may the force be with you always.